All right, we are here with Adam and Ian. So let's start off. Ian, tell me what your game plan was going into the rematch.
My mindset going into the rematch was I just wanted to be more competitive. I wanted to give myself a better chance to win. So I went in with a mindset of like I'm just going for the W, like whatever it takes. If I got to slice the whole match, I'm gonna slice the whole match. If I got to serve and volley, I'm gonna serve and volley. But then as we got into the match, I commented on this to the camera. I was honestly just having so much fun trying to figure out the correct solution, like using my ground strokes. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna. I still feel like that's just a key part of my development as a player that I really want to work on, and so I kind of threw the other stuff out the window and just tried to win like the old-fashioned way. Baseline to baseline. But then he kind of threw a wrench in the middle of things by coming in the net. And so everything kind of flipped from what I thought the script was going to be. Yeah,
it was interesting. Scott and I were commenting about the game styles, right? You're the classic, want to get to the net rusher, and Adam's I call you the counter puncher plus because counter puncher has a negative connotation. But all of a sudden you guys don't flip the script. So Ian, you were staying back more, and you were winning some baseline rallies.
And then Adam, I felt like I was like so, and I wanted to like overcome it. Like I so badly, I so badly wanted to like solve it from back there. Maybe that was a stupid play.
And then all of a sudden you're serving volleying. We were like, we don't even know where to take this because Ian's playing the baseline game and Adam's playing the serve and volley game.
And serving huge at that. Yeah. Like just bombs. Like your match had more aces than Mark and mine did, by a long shot.
I was feeling the net game today. You know, had a couple volleys.
And you volleyed amazing.
No, there were the first set. The scoop right there, then cross court, and then you did it again in the second set. Like it was amazing.
So I'll go back, then I'll flip it to you, Adam, with classically how you typically play, more baseline game. Did you just say, hey, I'm gonna try to serve and volley, or was that actually a plan coming in to increase that? Because you served and volleyed quite a bit, and like you said, came to the net more often than we've seen out of your matches here.
Yeah, I felt like Ian was really comfortable from the back early on, and so like last match we played, I felt like right from the get-go he was a little rattled in the backcourt, so I just stayed back there with him, but I wasn't getting that sense today, so I was actually feeling a little uncomfortable in the backcourt, which never really happens, but I was feeling super comfortable serving and volleying, and I was really focusing on first serve percentage, so I think I talked about that probably every time we were changing over was, first serve percentage, because like I knew, the way that Ian had his grip, he was going to be popping a return back most of the time if I could get a first serve in. So, it was just something that I switched up early on because I wasn't feeling comfortable in the back. Ian was looking pretty good, and it felt good the first couple times I did it, and so I just kept going with it. So,
nice.
Well, it's been over a year since you guys played, I think, or close to it.
I believe 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah,
okay.
10 or 11 months. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. It was right before you played Ben. But I guess that's reaching back a long ways. But can you compare and contrast how you feel now to your play? I mean, just from our perspective.
Not the result, the play.
The play. Because from our perspective, the quality of this match was much higher.
Yes.
The level of play was much higher. That your play in particular seemed like, and you mentioned it, like he was so much better from the baseline. Was a lot cleaner, a lot higher. You were playing smarter. You were making more shots, and you were a little more inscrutable in that we couldn't figure out. Okay, you're doing stuff better, and the score reflects that, but. That you even said that off the ground you weren't feeling that comfortable. And again, you probably just answered the question anyway. But like, kind of comparing and contrasting the two. I mean, which match I think is like, are you going to like say that's how I should play?
So I honestly came into this match feeling really good, like physically, like technically, the way I've been hitting the ball the last couple weeks. It's the way I feel, physically. I wasn't like coming in expecting a W, but I was like, relative to a year ago, I felt like I'm going to do some damage this time. And in the middle of the match, I have, looking back on it, I felt much more competitive. But the outcome was I only won one more game than 10 months ago. So I feel like I feel like I played much better also.
Yeah.
And so part of me is almost kind of ashamed that I felt so much more competitive, but I only won one more game. But I just feel like that's just a huge, testament to how big of a competitor Adam is. The fact that I felt that much closer, but I was still pretty much the same distance from the finish line at the end of the match. I feel like I just have to totally give Adam credit for that, for how much of a fighter he is. And just coming up with solutions, like no matter what it is, like he's going to problem solve it and figure something out.
Well, the analogy that we used up there was that it was like you were in a boat, okay, and you're the captain, and he's the water coming up, and really that's the way you play. Is that like whenever I play you, it's like I got to get this water out of here. It's like if I can keep ahead of the game, okay, the boat's not going to sink.
Bucket and
but if I'm like, oh, I got to rest, then I'm sinking, and that's what it is that you put so much pressure every single point, like even when you get the free points, the next know the next one is going to be just a correction. You know? And I mean.
How do you feel from your perspective?
Yeah, I think the last match we played, I was still winless in Essential Tennis, so I was still trying to
really
get
wanted
that
W.
first W. So I think that added like an extra element of nerves to that match, and so the last match, like I feel like we both played better today than the last time, because I still felt.
That makes me feel better. I would have thought you would said that you played better the first time. Honestly, you felt a little more off today.
I felt better today than the last match. Yeah, I felt I don't know a little bit shaky at times in the last one, and but yeah, today I felt good physically and felt good mentally. It was just. It was a little off on kind of my horizontal movements, and I think that's why I was moving vertically a lot. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Why do you think that is? What I mean?
I've been doing a lot of running, and so I think whenever you're doing a lot of long distance running, when you try and transition to quick, movements,
Bursts,
that can be a little difficult. So I would say that's probably the main reason. But.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
you look pretty fit.
I think part of it too. It was interesting. Like if you take the first match, the quality of shots was much higher in this match. Meaning, you guys made each other come up with some big shots and big moments.
Yeah.
And where if we kind of reversed the tape and looked at the first one, maybe some more loose errors and things like that. I think my final question for you guys is, Adam, what do you feel like you did really, really well in this match? And what do you think, if you're going back to the drawing board, like, you know what, I'd like to focus in on this to improve my game? Mm-hmm. And Ian, it'll be the same question to you.
I think I did really well taking some more chances, kind of like we talked about after the last match. Like I was never really taking any chances. And I felt like I was taking a lot of the right chances and moving forward and like just trusting that I can volley and that I can play at the net. Mm-hmm. So that was a big thing for me. And then another big thing was just like the ground strokes that I was hitting were deep enough, barely. I can get in trouble sometimes where I'm just trying to make balls and then they're landing like within the service line. But I was hitting slow pace balls, but they were like in the area, deep in the court where I wanted them to go. So I think I could do a better job of just trusting my shots more still, hitting out more on both sides. I get a little tentative sometimes and I just kind of roll balls in when I think like, I still would like to press forward a little bit more with more pace because I can hit pace, but I just choose not to because I'm afraid of missing. But
that's a perfectionist in you.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to be a little more rebel like this guy.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Grow a beard.
And so I think just more trust in ground strokes would be something I want to work on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. I could go one of two ways, and I at this moment, maybe I'll feel differently when I watch back the tape. but at this moment, I'm 50-50 between 1 and 2 pads. Today, I feel like I serve bigger. I got a lot more free points. I got off my serve.
Yep.
I hit my forehand better, bigger and more consistently, and I hit my backhand more confidently. Won some points with my backhand. That's hardly ever happened like in my entire life. So it's like I checked those 3 boxes, and I still only won one more game than the last time we played. So part of me feels like if I keep banging my head against that wall, it's probably not the right play. But I kind of like banging my head on that wall just to see like what I can come up with and how I can keep pushing myself to develop. But the other path is like serve, volley, chip, and charge, and like let's go, like, and just see what happens. So I'd actually be curious to know your guys' thoughts. Like if we were to play again right now, which path? Well, I guess not right now. A couple months from now, with some more work.
I would say, I mean, like Adam played at a high level. You played at a high level. I mean, there were so many wow moments in that match. You know, especially relative to the last match you played. I'd say that. I mean, I wouldn't change a whole lot because you were right there in so many games. I think, like that very first game. Had you won that game, I think that the whole tone of the match would be different.
I felt like I was 5 or 10% away from being able to go ahead. I don't know if that's going to change when I watch it. But that's how I felt in the moment. But maybe I wasn't actually as close as it felt.
No, I think I felt like you were. I mean, I thought that there was a key lapse in the first set where you got broken.
For sure.
But that wasn't. I mean, was that an easy break? It was sort of
it was
kind of like
easy.
That's right. Faulted twice.
That's right. And then you that's right. You double faulted twice, and then you had a real convincing hold after that. But you rebounded pretty well after that, you know. And when you look at it, it was like another one break that made the difference in that second set. But honestly, it was the points were all like really well played. I think that that what you were doing was what I would do against Adam, and that's like look to open the court up and then finish the point decisively, but not do it too soon. That when I play you and you beat me, it's when I'm trying to like one time everything, and when I'm doing well against you, it's where I have you moving side to side and come and take the high ball. And that's what you were doing there, and I think that maybe doing it a little bit more is your.
So you wouldn't have gone all in at the net if you were me?
I not against Adam, no.
I bet Ira would. Ira, you would have come to the net if you were me? No?
If I was
in my shoes.
Yeah.
Against Adam.
Yes or no? Net or baseline? Net or baseline?
What's the objective?
To win the match.
Then
Net?
So
net, you say stay?
No, I would say look to get to the net, but not
Of course, I'm not gonna stay.
Okay?
Yeah, right.
The thing about Adam is that you've got to come in on the right ball.
Of course.
And you want to create that right ball,
Right.
and that's what you were doing. Your groundies were better. I mean, your backhands cross court to his forehand were getting you some of those points. You made him hit good shots.
So you're the tiebreaker, Matt. What do you
So I actually loved overall, and I know it's kind of a kick in the nuts, we'll say it, of
pants.
how your backhand.
It felt like nuts.
Yeah, your backhand you were coming over it really well. You returned really well. So like you said, the aspects of your game felt really well, but you only won that one game. Mine would be more questioning of your strategy of not even so much getting to the net more. What did I say? What do you have to do to beat him? You got to hit it to Adam's forehand.
Yeah.
And you kept going more to his backhand a lot.
I was.
Yeah.
And I was more of like first strike, get it to his forehand, get to the net when the right opportunity came. But it seemed like in big moments, you kept going to his backhand, and then Adam was just.
It didn't even enter my head. honestly,
just dictating the court. So I actually don't think you have to necessarily change your distribution of net to baseline, because I think if you attacked his forehand more, you would have saw more openings to come in.
Interesting.
And that's where I was just like, why is he doing this? This doesn't really make
I
sense.
don't know him well enough, apparently.
Yeah.
I was definitely consciously going.
And
it's just my normal lefty.
Right, and it's tough. We've talked about it too. When you have a righty that has a really good backhand, and it's different when you're going strength to strength. But I mean, you can pull your backhand up the line. You can go cross court. And once you kind of got into those rallies with him, he started basically dictating the play of not even giving you an opportunity to come forward.
Sure.
But and correct me if I'm wrong. On the sides, the one that will break down or start hitting shorter will be your forehand, correct?
Yeah, so you uncovered that.
Yeah.
There, so.
You are correct, Shaq.
Thanks, Matt.
So we can't post any of this because
Because a lot of
Come on,
times,
anybody with a set of eyes and will watch all the
A lot
Adams
of times
matches
if I
and
start
see
out-
that he wins points with his
a lot of times if
backhand.
I start out a match well, hitting good forehand, like I can hide that,
Yeah.
like I can hide that my backhand's better than my forehand, but sometimes I can't. But yeah, thanks.
honestly-
so that's what
I
I do.
honestly didn't think about it during today's match. It didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, so the first thing I said in the pregame was basically like, if I was Ian, I'd hit every ball to Adam's forehand, and whenever I got the opportunity, come to the net.
Wow. Yeah. That's yeah.
Okay,
It's not- in my head,
that's
it was
the post-match scouting report right there. It's like the 2020 hindsight for sure.
good job, man.
He's going to just
I could have just came down and coached you. Maybe it'd be different. I don't know.
Maybe you should add that to this. Like have on-court coaches sitting there going like, hey, you got to work his backhand rock.
But I mean, the one thing I will say, I mean, it's easier said than done because one of the things you do well with your forehand is you might not have the range like your backhand, but you hit a lot of topspin, you can hit it deep.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that to your backhand,
That's the
you
shot
can.
that I absolutely hate seeing
Yes.
when I go to his forehand and the ball comes back 30 feet over the net with like tons of topspin to my back, and I'm just like, what the? What do I even do with this? Like,
Right.
It's such an
Yeah.
awkward shot for me.
And we did mention that is a go-to of yours, is that you find somebody's backhand with a ball this high,
That's a tough ball.
Yeah.
and that you have to be sound. You have to be technically sound and patient with that, and not try to like, screw this, I want to get rid of this ball.
Yeah.
You've got to like send it back up the middle deep and move around and say, I'm ready to work for the next ball. And you do that better than anybody. Is you make people uncomfortable with that particular shot.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it well if I'm getting a lot of slices back
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I
Yeah.
was like
Which-
to see less.
A good segue.
Yeah.
You're playing Mark next. Okay, okay. And
I can't wait to watch that match.
Yeah.
one of his strengths is that he'll slice that backhand a lot. Okay.
Is he
Now,
righty?
He's a righty.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
He's surprisingly patient with it.
he is. That Mark is, he's kind of a tale of two halves here, in that he's kind of a nut job, but he's also a really disciplined tennis player when it comes to patience, and he wins a lot of matches that way.
But he's got a lot of weapons.
He's got a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like
got a
the
lot of weapons.
Dual-edged sword.
Yeah, that'll be a fun
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Okay.
big forehand.
A lot of
Yeah,
his
yeah.
play is on the channel. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need
Yeah,
to
big
definitely
forehand,
scout him out.
big serve.
Yeah.
Big
So
forehand,
that's the
big serve.
finals of the bracket.
The
Yeah,
UT
finals of
yeah, that's right.
bracket.
The Play Your Court
Big
bracket
thank you to
challenge.
Play Your Court for sponsoring
Yeah.
this match series. Appreciate it a lot. I'm looking forward to that match a lot.
Mark, I'm excited for you, man, and can't wait to get our debut match out there.
Oh,
So-
make it more like a
Talk
boxing
some smack.
promo.
Yeah,
like,
talk some
You're
smack.
next or something.
I'll talk some
off your
smack.
shirt.
Hey, I don't know how Mark beat me. Should have been me. I should be playing
You sound
this
like a
man
great
right here.
guy.
You suck. I probably won more points.
Something like that would be.
You should be playing me.
Adam,
play.
Adam, great playing today.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
too.
great match,
Thanks.
guys.
You were the
Yeah.
better player today.
It was fun.
I enjoyed it a lot. I'm sure we'll play again
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah, it
And
was a good time.
good luck against Mark. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
watching the
that's
match.
going to be fun.
Thanks for having me
I-
out, as always.
Yeah, of course.
I've called
Yeah.
dibs on calling that one. Well, maybe.
My final thought is Adam's now got to move on to beating somebody else on my channel. Besides, like, you beating me, yeah, big deal. But you got to beat somebody else now.
Get Lemery back.
You know, I'm 50 on in these kicks. I can lose 0-0 quick. Yeah.
That'd be good. Give me the 3 and 2.
Yeah. I might be lucky to get a 1-1 out of that.
Thanks, everybody.
All right,
Thanks for
see you
watching.
guys.
Thanks, guys.